Hello everyone. Welcome to Everyday Essential series of Shantha Lakshmi IAS Academy, where we are going to discuss about the essential topics from the Hindu as well as the Indian Express. So today, as part of this series, let us discuss the topics from 17th June 2025, where we are going to discuss about the FATF, that is Financial Action Task Force, and then about the Indriani River, and then about the SIPRI report, and then Bond Climate Change Conference, and finally Iran country as part of the mapping series. So starting with our first topic, that is FATF, Financial Action Task Force. So why we are discussing this? This agency has issued a statement condemning the Pahalgam terror attack of Pakistan and saying that it said that this attack could not occur without money and the means to move funds between terrorist supporters. So, this Financial Action Task Force has so condemned this attack by saying that without the money and the means for supporting this terrorist activities, this Pahalgam terror attack could not occur. So, what is this Financial Action Task Force? See, this agency was the brainchild of the G7, that is the group of seven. And presently, the G7 summit is going on in Canada. And in the year 1989, this G7 has initiated to set up a agency to deal with the money laundering issue. See, initially it set up in 1989 to deal with only the money laundering issues. But in the year 2001, its services and its functions are extended to terrorist financing also. Its mandate is to prevent illegal activities and the harm caused by these money laundering and the terrorist financing activities. And as an intergovernmental body, it sets international standards. It sets international standards that aim to prevent these activities, illegal activities. And it also works as a policy making body also. Policy making body while generating the necessary political will to bring about the national and the regulatory reforms in these money laundering and the terrorist financing areas. And its headquarter, its secretariat is located in OECD within the Paris, that is in France. And India became a member of this FATF in the year 2010. While coming to this blacklist and grey list, this FATFs include some countries in this blacklist and grey list, thereby stopping or preventing this illegal activities of money laundering and the terrorist financing. So, what is this blacklist means? These blacklisted countries are also known as the non-cooperative countries or territories. Which on what basis these countries are put on this blacklist? The countries which support the terror funding. The countries which support the terror funding and money laundering activities. And money laundering activities are kept in this blacklist. This FATF revises this blacklist regularly, adding or deleting some entries. And presently, three countries are in the FATF blacklist. Those are North Korea, Iran, and the Myanmar. Now, coming to the second one, that is the grey list. What are these grey list countries? These countries are considered as a safe haven countries for supporting terror funding and the money laundering. This inclusion serves as a warning If any country is included in this grey list, this serves as a warning to that country that it may enter the blacklist. And what are the consequences of putting the countries in the blacklist and the grey list? If any country is put up under this blacklist and grey list, those countries will not receive any financial aid by the IMF, International Monetary Fund, or the World Bank and the Asian Development Bank, as well as the European Union. So these three countries will not get any financial funding from this IMF, World Bank, Asian Development Bank and the European Union. They also face a number of international economic and financial restrictions and sanctions also. So this is all about the Financial Action Task Force. Now moving to our second topic, that is Indrayani River. So why this river is in news? We have been watching about this news regarding the collapse of this century-old iron bridge over the Indrayani River in Pune district, right? So regarding this incident, the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis, has told that the district collector has already declared this Pune bridge as the dangerous. Warning boards and other alerts are also being installed at the site. So let's see about this Indrayani River. This river is located in the Maharashtra state and it took its origin from the Lonavala hill station in the Western Ghats. And this Indrayani river is a tributary of Bhima river. Bhima river is a tributary of the Krishna river. And it flows through the Pune district. And on this Indrayani river, there are two sacred towns are present. Those are Dehu, which is considered as the birthplace of the Saint Tukharam. And the other one is the Alandi. Here, the Samadhi of this Saint Dhyaneshwar is located. So, these two sacred sites are situated on this Indrayani river. Indrayani River, which is a tributary of the Bhima River. And there is also one dam on this river, that is the Walvan Dam. It's situated as the Kamshet place. Now moving to our third topic, that is SIPRI. So why we are discussing this? This SIPRI has released an yearbook 2025 naming armaments, disarmament and the international security. And in that it said that India has more nukes than Pakistan, whereas China is far ahead. So this SIPRI releases every year a yearbook, and in that it said that for the year 2025 it said that India has more nuclear warheads than Pakistan. We'll see the report, summary of this report. So it said that the nuclear arsenal in India is 180 as of January 2025, which increased, whereas if we compare with the 2024 it is 172 and here 180. We increased around 8 nuclear arsenal. Whereas for if we consider about the Pakistan, it is 170 for both 2024 and the 2025. So there is no increase of this nuclear arsenal in this Pakistan. But see China, see the number, it has 600. It increased from 500 to 600. That is increase of 100 nuclear arsenal in the 1 year only from 2024 to 2025. It also said that the largest military stockpile of 9 nuclear forces are in Russia and the US. That is Russia with 5,459 nuclear heads and US with 5,177 nuclear heads. And it also said that the countries which have the dual capable missiles are Russia, China, India, Pakistan and the North Korea. So these 5 countries has the dual capable missiles. So these are the some highlights of this SIPRI Yearbook 2025. Now coming to the organization. So what is this SIPRI stands for? SIPRI stands for Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. It is an independent international institute formed by the Sweden Parliament in the year 1966. It is headquartered on Stockholm, Sweden. So what is its mandate? It research into conflict, armaments, arm control and the disarmament. It also provides data, analysis and recommendations based on open sources to policymakers, researchers, media and other interested public also. So this CIPRI is a research based, the think tank which will research into the conflicts, armaments, arm control and the disarmament. It provides its data to the public and many other stakeholders. And this CIPRI receives its funding from the regular budget from this Sweden Parliament only. So this is about the CIPRI Yearbook 2025 highlights and about the organization. It is an independent international organization. Remember this. Now moving to our fourth topic, that is Bonn Climate Change Conference. So why we are discussing this? The annual Bonn Climate Change Conference was began on June 16th and will continue till June 26th. And in this conference, there are more than 5,000 government delegates and the stakeholders gathered in Bonn, Germany. And this meeting will witness the discussion on a wide range of issues, including the mobilization of finance to tackle climate change. So, we'll see what is this Bonn Climate Change Conference. So this Bonn Climate Change Conference is an annual mid-year meeting that takes place under the UNFCCC, that is United Nations Framework Convention on the Climate Change. This is an international agreement signed in 1992. This has provided a basis for the climate negotiations. This Bonn Climate Change Conference is formally known as the Sessions of the UNFCCC subsidiary bodies. This is known as the Sessions of the UNFCCC subsidiary bodies. So, along with the annual conference of parties, we see every year there is conference of parties, right? COP29 to COP28 like that. So, along with this annual conference of parties of this UNFCCC, this Bonn Climate Change Conference is the only other regular climate summit which is hosted by the UNFCCC. And this is attended by the members of the subsidiary bodies. That is essentially committees. What are the subsidiary bodies? These are the committees. These are the committees that assist UNFCCC's governing bodies. Governing bodies in implementation of the programs or the climate change agreements. And coming to the objective of this conference is that to discuss the technical and the scientific aspects of climate negotiations and as well as setting the agenda for the conference of the parties, which will usually take place in the month of November to December. And this Bonn Climate Change Conference is also the venue where the implementation of this agreement set at the previous COP is discussed. So, we set the agreements in the conference of the parties, right? During this Bonn Climate Change Conference also, we will discuss about the implementation or the progress of the agreements which were set in the previous conference of parties. This meeting is led by the subsidiary bodies of this UNFCCC and there are two permanent subsidiary bodies. So those are the subsidiary body for implementation and the second one is the subsidiary body for scientific and technological advice, SBSTA. So this SBI, the subsidiary body for implementation, assists the UNFCCC governing bodies in the assessment and the review of the implementation of their decisions. Assessment and review the implementation of the decisions. This body, this subsidiary body also facilitates the discussions on financial as well as the technical support to developing countries. Developing countries which are party to this UNFCCC. And coming to the second one, that is the subsidiary body for scientific and technological advice. The name itself tells us this body advises the governing bodies on scientific knowledge. And scientific knowledge related to the climate change. And this body serves as a link between the scientific advisories at the IPCC also. IPCC as well as policy makers in the party delegates of this members of this COP. So this advisory body serves as the link between the IPCC and the policy makers of the members of this conference of these parties. So what is this year's agenda? This year's agenda for this Bonn Climate Change Conference is that one of the key topics during discussions will be the global goal on the adaptation. These members will discuss about this global goal on the adaptation, which is an attempt to identify a common global goal on adaptation. So this is all about the Bonn Climate Change Conference, which is held annually every year. Now moving to our final topic, that is Iran. So why we are discussing this? We all know that there is a war in the West Asia, that is between Israel and the Iran. So let's see about the mapping of this Iran. This Iran is a country in the West Asia. It's known as the Persia also. It is bordered by Pakistan on the southeast, Afghanistan on this east, Turkmenistan on this northeast, Azerbaijan in the northwest, Armenia, the next the Turkey, it is the Turkey, the next Iraq, and as well as this Persian Gulf, state of Hormuz, and the Caspian Sea. Its capital is Tehran, and this Iran is the sixth largest country in the Asia. Its official religion is Islam and the official language is the Persian. It is also a developing economy and it is a member of the United Nations, Non-Aligned Movement, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OPEC countries, SCO Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and the BRICS grouping. So that's all for today. Thank you.